The absolute biggest thing that human beings have a hard time understanding and accepting is that there's a different perspective. Let's leave the matrix and into the real world. Here we go. Single mothers that show accountability are actually sexy and can be taken serious. I repeat, single mothers that show accountability are actually sexy and can be taken serious. Yeah, this is a touchy subject, but this video had to be made. Like, a lot of guys can't articulate things the way I can. And if you ask me, I like the 80-20 rule. Out of 100% of guys, I think 80% of guys feel just like me. Single mothers, the problem with single mothers is that there's this narrative in society. I think feminism might have did it. Y'all know what I mean by feminism. Just the narrative as a whole, this woke agenda, this free-spirited sexual liberation movement, my body, my choice, and all this stuff here is really skewed everything in a bad way, and women run off the narrative. And this narrative is that women should wear the badge of being a single mother as a badge of honor. They should wear it as a badge of honor. And in the red pill community, and in really in the male space as a whole, we see it all across social media, even overstretching the red pill community, of men just not wanting to deal with single mothers. Just not wanting to deal with single mothers. And there's a scandal going on. I want to do a video about Cooley with No Fugazi podcast. Shout out to Cooley, where they're saying that he's his wife is a single mother and he speaks bad about single mothers, and I disagree. I listen to Cooley, and he doesn't speak bad about single mothers. All Cooley speaks about is the information that men need to know when entering a situation where they're dealing with single mothers. You see what I'm saying? The dangers. That's what he's dealing with, a single mother, and he just preaches the dangers. And when single mothers come on his podcast, they like to cry and moan and you know, and all of the above about everything he says. And he's just explaining to them, like, you have to understand the male side. You got to put your feet in a man's shoes and see that, you know what I'm saying, what the downfalls of this thing, the dangers that come to this thing for us, the cons. You know how we say there's pros and cons, that the disadvantages of a stepdad. If a single mother can't be empathetic and say, okay, I know, can't discipline the child like you want to. You gotta still gotta pay for everything, but don't have the authority that the kids might not appreciate you. The mother might not appreciate you. And you know what I'm saying? You might do all this for naught. And there's other things, you might get in trouble. The mother has daughters and you're not the biological father. People looking at each other in the homes and things happening, people bumping into each other. You might end up with a case. Like, you see, it's dangerous. But women act oblivious. Like, oh, how dare you say anything about not being able to be with a single mom? Like these stuff don't exist. And that's what Cooley always even though Cooley is with a single mother, he doesn't say all men should denounce single mothers. I never heard Cooley say that. I always heard him, but people's minds are so small. When Cooley is saying, man, hey, there's dangers to this. You can't just tell a man. I like to tell men the downside of this, the pros, the cons, if there's any pros. It's just there's unicorn situations where it might work out for you. You know what I'm saying? That's what Cooley be saying. But low IQ people act like they can't understand that. But let me, I'm rambling about that situation. I needed to just make a video on it. But single mothers, if who show accountability and profess these things and admit that these grievances exist for men, are actually sexy. A single mother that I always thought was sexy is Love Dorsey. She's a single mother. I think she might have a husband now. I haven't followed. She hasn't been showing her personal life a lot lately, but I still follow her messages. But she always come on, have accountability, lays down all the pros, all the cons, all very sensible, very like the average guy, and she's a good looking woman. You see what I'm saying? A good looking woman. Like, come on, and she's a single mother, and she shows all this sense in intelligence and accountability. She always has been sexy. Like, I'm not going. She always, like, even though she's a single mother, a guy like me, I would give her some play. Definitely. Like, there's nothing but upside. Her business savvy. You see what I'm saying? All those things. Men say that and it's true that okay, a woman's education, how much money she got, and all that stuff, and how masculine she is men don't care nothing about that stuff. But when it comes to a woman like that, who's that sensible and intelligent and accountable, and can bring that business savvy to the table, and knows how to treat a man, knows how to interact with a man, she brings value off the rip. Even though she's a single mother. Shout out to Love Dorsey. Like, come on, man. Her being a single mother, it doesn't take away any points when if women knew women are not, I'm a broken record saying this on my channel, that women are not strategic. Women are not strategic. You don't come into the battlefield and see where your weakness is at, your strength, and try to shore up those weaknesses, shore up those strengths. If you're in denial of your weaknesses, then you can never win. You can never have success if you're in denial of your weaknesses. Like, if a woman is accountable, if single mothers start looking at this narrative, and when they're in social settings, I saw a show of Steve Wilkos where a mother was having problems with her her boyfriend. He was the stepdad to her kids, and I'm not gonna say what the situation was, but when she was explaining her situation, and she just wore being a single mother as a badge of honor, because she let the guy over, left him in charge and keeping the kids, babysitting the kids while she go to work, and and something happened to those kids, and to take the fire off her back, she wore being a single mother on as a badge of honor. She said, yes, I had to leave them with him because I'm a single mom. I work 2 jobs and I do this and do that, and I'm just a single mother. Hear me roar, and the crowd just went into an applause when she wore it as a badge of honor, when really something happened to those kids with that stepdad, right? When really, if you wasn't a single mother, if for some reason you would have picked the right guy to procreate with, and those kids' biological father was in their lives, and he was babysitting them while you went to work, there's a big high percentage chance that the abuse that those kids had to endure wouldn't have happened with their biological father. So a woman, this, I'm gonna sum it up. I'm over 10 minutes. So a woman that in that same situation that would have been accountable and said, you know what? I'm not going to wear being a single mother as a badge of honor. If I didn't make those mistakes of picking the wrong guy, or if I wouldn't have left my child's father and their biological father was overseeing them in that situation when I went to work, they wouldn't have been abused. So I put that on me. That men look at that. Men are big on loyalty, honor, respect, appreciation. You see what I'm saying? And they would have looked at it like she's being accountable. Yes. Great sign. That's a green flag. You get cool points. You get brownie points. That's how men operate. Women got to understand that that's how men operate. So the reason why men say a lot of men can't articulate this like I'm articulating. The reason why single mothers are getting the brunt of the heat right now is because 99% of the time single mothers don't take accountability. They wear it as a badge of honor when really it's smut on your name. So, and you need to stand in that smut and say, hey, I made a mistake. These kids needed their mother and their father, and stuff that I did in the past has it where they don't have that. And I'm looking, and if a mother who's looking for a guy, for a man, a husband, profess that, like, yeah, I made these mistakes, and I'm going to have to put in a plan and we're going to put in a mechanism so we can navigate this thing as you've been in these kids' life, but their biological father is in their life too, and you don't have to take the brunt of this. The new man, all that, we're a package deal. You gotta, because your life is in shambles and you got all that baggage, and you see what I'm saying? All this financial baggage, all this emotional baggage from with your previous ex, from your child's father, and all. You see what I'm saying? Y'all, you got to clean all that up, stand in that smut, profess that, you know what I'm saying, you made some mistakes in your past and you're not wearing that as a badge of honor, and you're going to do better. And that is actually sexy, and you will open up your prospects for dating, for your suitors, for actually getting a man. You will open that up immensely. The reason why men push single mothers off to the side, because 99% of the time y'all are coming with that, not being accountable, holding it as a badge of honor, and being in your ego, and just not taking accountability. But the absolute biggest thing that human beings have a hard time understanding and accepting is that there's a different perspective. And if you ignore that perspective, it can sneak up on you. Y'all like, comment, subscribe. Logical Light Perspectives.